Segment 8. Instrumentation, Indicators, and Warning Lamps.
The instrument cluster provides critical information about your car's operational status. It is important that you understand the information available through the instrument cluster. Starting with the bottom left, you'll see the indicator and warning lamps for your fog lamps, washer fluid, and coolant levels, the engine management system, and the optional electronic engine power control. Moving to the right, you'll find the check control display, which alerts you to check for open doors or headlamp, brake lamp, or tail lamp malfunctions. The alert, accompanied by a gong, will continue until the malfunctions have been corrected.
To the right of the check control display, you'll see the odometer and trip odometer, the clock, and the service interval display. The service interval display shows the next scheduled service, such as oil service or inspection, along with the remaining distance before the scheduled service. A negative sign in front of the distance means that the service interval has been exceeded by that distance. The display will appear for a few seconds after starting the engine.
To the right of the check control display is the selector and program display for the automatic transmission. On the far right of the bottom row are indicator and warning lamps for the parking brake and hydraulic brake system, ABS, airbags, safety belts, tire pressure control, and cruise control. Above this row, starting from the left, are the round fuel gauge and warning lamp for fuel reserve, the trip odometer reset button, the left turn signal arrow indicator, the speedometer, the indicator lamps for battery charge current, engine oil, and high beams, the tachometer and engine control which measure fuel consumption, the clock reset button, the right turn arrow indicator, and the coolant temperature gauge. Finally, between the speedometer and the odometer, just above the lower row, is the indicator lamp for optional dynamic stability control functions, indicator and warning lamps. Many of the systems of your BMW monitor themselves automatically, and an array of indicator and warning lights in the instrument cluster let you see their status at a glance. Some indicator lamps identify systems that are currently operating, such as the turn signals, cruise control, or the high beams. Others light when there is a malfunction in one of your car's critical systems. For example, if the brake fluid indicator comes on while you are driving, the fluid level may be too low. When you start the engine, many of these warning lights will come on momentarily. This is a normal function of the bulb check system and doesn't indicate a problem. However, if a warning light stays on after the car is started, a malfunction could be indicated.
The owner's manual contains a complete explanation of these indicators and warnings, and it is important that you carefully review the symbols, understand what they mean, and know what to do should they appear.
Setting the clock. Use the clock reset button to adjust the clock. Turn to the right to set the clock ahead, and to the left to set the clock back. Press the button to change the display from 12-hour to 24-hour mode.
Optional onboard computer. You can call up information from the optional onboard computer by pressing the button on the turn signal lever briefly. Press it now and the instrument cluster display will change from time to outside temperature. You can change the units of measure for the outside temperature display by pressing the clock reset button while the temperature display is active. If the outside temperature drops to approximately 37 degrees, an ice warning signal sounds and the display will flash briefly.
Press the turn signal lever button again and the display changes from outside temperature to average fuel consumption. If you continue to hold the button, the average fuel consumption displayed is recalculated. Press the button again and you'll see the onboard computer's calculation of your cruising range based on your rate of fuel consumption. If you continue to hold the button, the average speed last displayed is recalculated, and you'll see your average speed from that point until now. The onboard computer will also alert you when 2.1 gallons of fuel remain in the fuel tank.
Hazard warning flashers. The hazard warning flasher control is located in the center console next to the central locking switch. This button will flash when the hazard flashers are on.
Interior lamps. Located on the overhead panel are the controls for interior lamps and reading lamps. The center button near the bottom of the panel controls the interior lamps. If you want the interior lamps to remain off continuously, maintain pressure on this button for 3 seconds, then release. Press briefly to return to normal operation. The reading lamps are operated using buttons next to the individual lamps.